And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in the Long Dark, where, assuming everything goes roughly according to plan, we're going to go find that wolf in this part, and then get back to heading out to the far territories and the Forsaken Field. This is going to be the last part in the recording session, as I'm going to try to, I'm going to record, as I usually record 5 parts every recording session. The next recording session is going to be a little bit earlier than normal. It's going to be 4 days out instead of 5 days out. So I can already guarantee you, YouTube, there will likely be a part up for you tomorrow. Unless something extraordinary happens and stuff gets delayed. Which would be extraordinary because the plan right now is to make it sooner rather than later, so if the opposite of what's planned happens, then the opposite of what's planned happens. Because yeah, this is what the plan is right now is we're gonna do move Factorio and the Long Dark 1 day earlier. And then that gives me enough time for the poll to happen for Shadow Empire. So that basically means Factorio and the Long Dark will happen 1 day early. Which hopefully isn't too much of a struggle for people watching the Long Dark and Factorio. Not that many people watch them live on stream, but if you're watching them live on stream, I hope you're enjoying. I don't think anyone has left any comments the entire stream this time, so if you're watching, again, hope you're enjoying. Okay, we now hear some crows. So we're either going the right way, or there's a human carcass around here. Or it's a flyover. Okay, so the crows are out. And by the fact we're not hearing any crows indicates that there isn't up here. Cool. We know where we don't need to be. Eliminate this location. But yeah, this wolf, primary goal of dealing with this wolf is we want our arrow back and we want the hide. So if we can find the wolf we killed in the last part. Well, I say killed. We put an arrow in a wolf, and the presumption usually when you put an arrow in the wolf is that he will bleed out if he doesn't just keel over right there. That's kind of hoping you just keel over right there. That would save us so much time, but we didn't get that lucky. Sorry for being a little bit quiet. I'm trying to hear for the crows. So yeah, if you're interested in voting in the poll for the next Shadow Empire planet map, that is up on Reddit already. I know, I put it up earlier today. To give that 5 days to simmer, to give people time to respond. I did... That's why we're delaying the Shadow Empire stream. Otherwise, this would be in 5 days, and it would be in... Well, 5 days from when it would have taken over for the Never Second Rome, right? Because that's the slot it's taking over. Never Second Rome, we finished up. Maybe not spoilers if you know that the early access only has 10 acts. Probably reasonably predictable that we would have it done by now. Based on the pace we were going. Doesn't sound like it's up here. I'm pretty sure it ran off to the right and not to, like, the left or anything. We do know the crows are now out, so... looking and listening. For the poor wolf that had my arrow stuck in him. Yeah, we're doing a little bit of walking around in circles. Because I'm thinking he's this area. Don't think he shows up on the map magically when you kill someone. Now, if you map something and there's a carcass nearby, it will be on the map. I think it will be on the map even if you harvest the carcass. Not that I've done any recently, so that doesn't really help much. But yeah, we know there's a human one there, human one there. So yeah, this whole area, as long as they're not too close to the derailment and we get a false positive off the deer carcass, or too close to the clear cut over here, we should be able to, if we hear crows, know that that is him. We'll go one more clearing over and see if he's over by bear cooking spot we had earlier. I don't think he is, because, well, really just comes down to did we have crows out in this? Could we hear it by crows? And I suspect the answer was no, we did not have crows out, which means we're flying proverbially blind here to find them. Oh, we're flying blind earlier. Now I think the crews are out. At least we had one flyover. Whether that's still the case, it's gone foggy again is a different problem. So once again, the way to check to see if the crows are out is we can go visual range on one of the carcasses we know is there. And if we start hearing the crows, then the crows are out. It's a campfire. Okay, so the crows are out because we can hear the crows. These are not the crows we are looking for. Right, that's what the crows look like when they're over a carcass. Sprained our wrist, which is probably fine. So yeah, that's a human carcass. That's what the crows look like. So we can probably infer that between here and the railroad tracks, there is not a carcass, because we would have heard it already. So that does beg the question, where did he go with my arrow?
might have to drop some gear.
He did have quite a bit of while to run around. Right, we don't necessarily know how quickly he died, which means we don't necessarily know how quickly or how close he was to where we shot him. So I remember running off to the right. So let's go back to where we shot him and see if he ran off. Well, basically did a loop and went back, like, left when we weren't looking. Which, yeah, basically means go down into the river area. See if we went that way. Because, yeah, we were up there when we had the flyover, so if he was in this area, we know. We know the crows are up, so going down that way, that side and this side, and we know he's not up this way at this point. So did he double back and go around behind us while we were harvesting the meat? That's the question. Yeah, I remember running off like that way when we shot him. Because he was like right here, so he ran off like that direction. Whether or not he stayed over there, well, at least it seems like he didn't stay over there before he died. Where he got off to, I am not sure. Oh, he spooked the ptarmigan. That's what the shape was that then disappeared when I looked away. It was a ptarmigan I scared off. You're circling over something. I think it mapped that area, so it would have... Can't be something old. Oh, maybe it is something old. Yeah, that's a human one. That's not the wolf we're looking for. False alarm. False alarm. New location discovered? Okay. Like, I'm pretty sure I've been here. Story is not yet written. Is it sunny enough we can start a fire? It is. Okay, let's get a fire going.
Come on. Come on. That did it.
So yeah, it's not that one. You don't know where you got off to. So I'm gonna see if you ran down the tracks, which is where this torch is gonna help. It's gonna let us walk down the tracks basically, in case there's any along the way. Well, I suppose with one with an arrow in its butt, it's more likely that there isn't one on the way, but, you know. Never can be too safe. At some point we are going to get confounding results. There is a deer carcass near the derailment, specifically. Stopping every once in a while to listen for crows. Because our character walking around is pretty noisy. Okay. We hear some. But I think those ones are the ones that do derailment. Okay, sorry for the loss of commentary there. I suddenly realized I both needed to light a torch at the same time or lose my fire. And sneeze. So, I realized it's time to mute the mic in case I sneezed in the middle of lighting the torch. Commentary had to stop. So yeah, we know those ones are there. I think those are the only ones we can hear. Those are not the ones we're looking for. Oh no, we got plenty on that torch. Keep behind that torch. At some point I just need to give up and just move on with the original plan. Which is to begin the process of heading out to Forsaken Airfield. So I don't think he came up here. So we might get a decent vantage point of some crow locations from up here, which is why I'm coming up here. And I can pretty safely blink out down from here if we need to come down quickly, so... Or want to come down quickly. Highway ptarmigans. So this is the forestry lookout. Yeah, don't immediately see any crows where there would be out of place. I don't think we can use the Polaroid multiple times. I think you can only use it once. Yeah, we're not getting the Polaroid isn't popping up again.
Feels like night is coming. What have we
Storm
here?
lantern, we don't really need. No charcoal in the fire. Okay, well, back down the hill. Yes, no luck at finding that wolf. That's a flyover. Getting my hopes up. Got my hopes up only to dash them. So up there, that's not the place where I think the wolf ran through. There's a deer carcass up here, so they're circling over the deer carcass, not over our missing wolf. Running a little low on torches here. Oh. Not what I want right now. But it is what I'm going to have to take. Going to be productive, it is what I'm going to take advantage of. It's transferring to our aurora. Okay, so we got a place we want to go. We want to be at the camp office. We want to be at the camp office like yesterday. Time to give up on finding this wolf. We'll find the arrow someday. The arrow's not going to despawn. Or if the arrow does despawn, we'll end up in the lost and found. That'll be fine. Let's get to the camp office ASAP so we can chat up Sutherland and get our next trade order. Yeah, the Aurora hasn't officially started, which is good because we got a decent distance to travel. But we can hear the early signs, so it is going to be an Aurora this night as soon as dusk ends. So we've basically got till the end of dusk, plus however long the Aurora lasts to get to the camp office. And there may be wolves on that route. They're not the one we're looking for. And if there are, we want to run into them while they haven't swapped over to the Aurora ones, so we can scare them off with a torch. So the probability we get that lucky is growing dimmer by the moment. That's the best way to cross the hill. Probably straight up here, actually. And I suppose if it is going to Aurora, we probably just want to abandon this torch as soon as it burns out. Yeah, we got some wolves being replaced with Aurora wolves already. Sending. We're pretty close to the camp office at this moment. This is the... Spraying the other wrist now. Oh, yeah, I've sprayed both wrists. I think that's both wrists? Might actually take a moment to check. Yep, we sprayed both wrists. Okay. Good thing we're not planning on fighting any wolves. This is the... Apparently rabbits have a despawned. Okay, interesting. This is the rabbit grove where we often trap rabbits if we're trapping rabbits near the camp office. So, pretty close to the camp office. In fact, you can now see its roof from here. That be our destination. The pain is gone away. That's... I have to say, our Canadian here, as whiny as he is about things, he does recover from pain and sprains a lot faster than I would. Okay, we need to pass a little bit of time, I think. There we go. Well, Sutherland, we're picking you up.
I thought it was you. I had to get to sea. As soon as the lights showed up, or a bit after, there was a storm and I couldn't get offshore. Can't really tell you why. Oh, but what's it to you anyhow? What they saying, the others?
What others? Anyway,
This
trade.
is my stash.
This is his stash. So we've got a special request to recover one special item. Yes, we're doing that. That's the one. Go for a hard hat. Lightweight, durable, long days worksite. Excellent potential at the cost of warmth and exposure to the wind. Yep, we're not going with that. I don't think we need the protection. We can make cooking oil pretty easily. Harvestable plants. Interesting. Maybe. I'll think about that one. Pickles aren't really worth the effort. Though I suppose we could put pickles on that. And that'd be 40 kilograms of raw fish, which isn't the end of the world. A lot of fish, but... Patterned wool socks. Keep 2 of those. And we're already getting harvestable plants. Can I just put everything on and that'd just be fine? Or, yeah. Oh, and this is a scrollable list. Forgot that the list is scrollable. Yeah, we're just making a big trade lineup. We know where we can get car batteries for this. Special soup based on ptarmigan meat, fibrous vegetables. Okay, so it's fibrous vegetables, and we're not going to look at the vegetables. Also don't necessarily want to combine something that requires lamp oil and raw fish. Because raw fish isn't that hard to do, but lamp oil requires us cooking the fish, so if we're cooking the fish, we don't have it raw. Yeah, I think we're going to pass on Porto soup here. So oats, pickles, socks. I don't know if the patterned wool socks are better than our existing socks, which is why I'm queuing up 2. If they're better, then we want 2 of them. There's some logic in that. Always taking more flare or more flour. Would it pass on the flare? Charcoal's not that bad. Fur, firewood's not that bad. I don't know what harvestable plants counts as. So that's what we're going to be testing with wool socks. So if harvestable plants includes cattail heads, then that's not a problem. I'm very happy to give him all the cattail heads come across. Got an abundance of those. If it has to be the bit you use for other things, like the cattails themselves or something like that, that might be less good. In which case, this will be a harder trade to deal with. Though, harvestable plants probably includes rose hips, right? And you get 8 rose hips off of a rose hip thing, so there's definitely ways I suppose to just partially cheese that maybe. So yeah, we're gonna go river oats because we like that. I probably don't need this much flour, but we're taking flour. Worst case, we're gonna make a bunch of bannock with it. We're not gonna take the cooking oil because we could make that out of bear fat, wolf fat, or deer fat. Fat's abundant. You see me literally just walking, leaving the fat behind after cooking up the deer, right? Cooking oil's heavy to move around. It takes quite a while to render down. But the spoiled fat sits there until you need it, so there's no shortage of fat. Yeah, special request. That's why I don't really have a problem with taking really big order, right? So we're going to take this, take this, take this, take this. The special request is going to be the bit that takes time to do. So we're going to search for signs of white.
World's a cold place. Trust comes slowly. You keep your word, I'll keep mine. Don't know what it was like for you before, but that's how I deal. Straight up. Too much for you?
Yep. You know, you got the actor trade going, so that's the end of the call.
Okay then.
So we got a request for we got the special request. Do we know? Search for signs of white. Find the stocked and furnished survivalist prepper bunker and search for a secret stash. Look for loose bricks. Bring what you find to the trader. Stocked and furnished. Where? So in my case, I'm on Interloper, right? So, stocked and furnished survival prepper bunker is like none of them. So either this is really specific, or it's completely useless on Interloper for description where I need to go. I might try to spoil between here and the next bit. I might try to spoil where that is, so we don't get lost looking for it. I'm pretty sure we've already seen this buffer memory. Bear activity around Mystery Lake region is pronounced, although human interaction by all accounts is very rare. This is expected. This is to be expected this time of year, and based on the available data, we can make the following conclusions. Empty document. Okay. How many calories do I have? 100 or so. A little low in calories. I think we got enough calories to sleep the night away if we need to. And then walk over to get food somewhere. Yeah, definitely want to sleep out the aurora. And it is probably time to go ahead and end the episode. So we're going to hydrate the character up. Yeah, we're going to hydrate the character up. And this is where we're going to head to put the part break in. And we'll save the game by actually just sleeping until the character is fully covered from their fatigue. And yeah, we're a little low on food, and that's really the only worrying part, right? So I hope you've been enjoying. This is where I'm going to go ahead and end this part and end the stream. So if you're watching on YouTube, as I said at the beginning of this part, there probably will be a part up for you tomorrow. Simply because I'm actually going to record in 4 days instead of 5 days, and we've recorded 5 parts, so the recording should have already happened for the next part by tomorrow, if everything goes according to plan. If you're watching on Twitch, as I just said, the next recording session for the Long Dark will be in 4 days. If you're watching this live on Twitch. If you're watching the After Action VOD, look at the schedule. The schedule will be updated by the time you're probably watching this in the After Action VOD. As is usual, the After Action VOD I think only stays up for 7 days on Twitch. Hopefully, and this is the standard plan with uploading, everything will be uploaded to YouTube before it comes down off of Twitch. So if you're watching it on YouTube, obviously it got uploaded to YouTube in that amount of time. If you're watching it on Twitch and want to see things older than 7 days, that's where you look for it. It'll be on YouTube. And yeah, hopefully the plan is it'll be up on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube and you can't wait to the next part, you can probably sneak over to Twitch. It'll probably be up on Twitch in the VODs. So yeah. And if you're not watching this live on Twitch, you're probably watching the locally recorded version, which is probably a little bit higher quality because it isn't being throttled by whatever the local internet is at the time. So if you're watching it on Twitch and you want to see a little bit higher quality, and don't mind waiting a little bit, hop over to YouTube. That's probably the better place to watch it. So with that, hope everyone has been enjoying, and until next time, wish you all the best of luck and a good time, and bye for now.